Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by, watching my videos. If you're like me and you've got this contractor style table saw and the numbers on the rail or the fence have become rusted up and you can't see them, I figured out a little trick here that might come in handy. So if you look here, you can see my bar for my fence. You can see you can hardly see the numbers. The bar is pretty rusted. I've gone through and cleaned it up with a wire wheel. But even with that, the numbers are quite hard to see, especially with the fence on there. You've only got a small window to look at it. So I'm going to show you a little trick here that's going to help make this better. I've got a can of this Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch White in gloss. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a thin coat of paint across. I'm going to make sure to get that paint right into these numbers here. That way what's going to happen is the paint is going to go in and fill in the grooves where the numbers have been carved in. And then what we'll do after is we'll sand the paint away that's on the bar itself, leaving the paint inside the grooves of the numbers and the marks for the 1/16 of an inch. So I'll go ahead and paint that up and I'll show you right after. So I just finished painting up this bar, and you can see I put a fairly heavy coat of paint on there. There's some runs and stuff in the paint, but that's no big deal. We'll just be sanding that off right away anyways, once it's dry. So you can hardly see the numbers now because those grooves and stuff that have been ground in there are filled with paint. So what I'll do is we'll let this dry, and then we'll come back here and give this a quick sanding, and then we'll see the result. Alright, so I've given it about 10 to 15 minutes for it to dry, and I've actually put on a second coat just to make sure that these grooves here are filled in completely. And we can see the paint did dry and shrink a bit, so that's into the bottom of the grooves. And I'm going to start getting rid of the excess paint here on the tube on the slide rail. What I'm going to do at first is I'll take a scraper, and we're going to scrape off the excess paint just to make it a lot quicker, because like everybody else, we all love to sand, right? So I'm just going to scrape off the excess paint. Sorry for the wiggle here. I need to get a stand for my camera. So I'll give it a scrape to get the excess off. And then I'm going to use 150 grit sandpaper. And I'm going to go through and sand off all of the extra. And then we're just going to leave whatever paint is left in the small grooves for the numbers and the lines. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're pretty much done here. I've got a little bit of cleaning up to do left, but you can see after sanding and cleaning it up, a little bit of paint thinner just to make sure I get everything off of the bar. You can see the numbers here are very easily visible. Before they were very hard to see. They had rust in them and you could barely see the numbers, and now they stand out like a sore thumb. So very easy to see, much easier to work with. So thanks for taking the time to watch my video. It's the very first video on my channel. I'm going to have a lot more videos on woodworking tips, tricks, projects, and lots of other cool stuff. So please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you in the next one.